All right, so you've got this expertise, right? Ever thought about packaging it up into an online course? Because today, that's exactly what we're doing. We are breaking down the blueprint for launching a course that can bring in some serious cash, and we're going to supercharge the whole thing with AI. Okay, let's just start with a number, $18,500. Now, what is that? Look, this isn't some made-up goal or a dream big number. This is the actual revenue a real creator, just like you, pulled in from their very first course launch.
And get this, they did it all in just 30 days.
So, you're probably thinking, okay, what's the secret? They must have had a massive audience, right? Well, nope, that's where you'd be wrong. The creator who pulled this off, they had just 25,000 followers. See, their success wasn't about size at all. It was all about strategy. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now.
But before we dive into the how, we got to get real for a second. We need to talk about the reality of creating a course because, the dream, it's often a world away from the actual data.
This chart right here, this basically says it all. It shows you the core problem every creator faces. On one hand, you've got this huge potential for revenue, right? People are talking about $5, $10, $50,000. But then you look at the actual success rate. It's tiny. And that giant gap in between, that's where most creators just get lost. And the numbers, man, they're brutal. They show us exactly why so many people get stuck. A staggering 90%. 9 out of 10 never even launch their course. They just get paralyzed by the sheer overwhelm. And for the few who actually get it out the door, 80% of them don't even hit their goals. It leaves this tiny little slice, just 5%, who actually make it over that $50,000 mark. I mean, if any of this sounds familiar, trust me, you are so not alone.
So here's the absolute key takeaway. The thing that makes all the difference. It isn't having better content. It's not about having slicker videos. It is the launch strategy. A proven, repeatable system is what separates that top 5% from literally everyone else.
Okay, so if strategy is the big secret, then what does that actually look like? Well, that brings us to the proven launch system. This is the method that makes you stop worrying about vanity metrics like your follower count and start focusing on a process that flat out works.
And here it is. This is the system, broken down into 5 super clear phases. First, we use AI to create everything way faster. Then, we build up anticipation before the launch. That's followed by a really focused, intensive launch week. After that, we automate the sales process so the course can sell itself. And finally, we scale it up strategically. This isn't just a launch plan, it's a complete roadmap from a simple idea to real sustainable income.
Now, inside this system, there's one piece that is absolutely critical. You have to understand where your sales are actually going to come from. Look at this. An email list, it typically converts at 1 to 5%. Social media, you're lucky to get 1%. That difference is absolutely massive. Building a direct line to your people, an email list, where you're not at the mercy of some crazy algorithm, it's completely non-negotiable.
All right, a system is great, but how do you actually do all this without it becoming a full-time job and taking over your entire life? Well, that's where AI comes in. Think of AI as your launch engine. It's what's going to help you build and launch everything at least 3 times faster.
Seriously, forget the idea of spending 6 months locked in a room creating your course. This is a realistic, doable 8-week timeline. We're talking 2 weeks to create the course, thanks to AI, a couple of weeks to build hype, 1 big launch week, and then you're just setting up the automated systems for long-term sales. Doesn't that just make the whole thing feel so much more manageable?
And just look at these efficiency gains. I mean, this is insane. We're talking about a 60 to 70% reduction in time overall. Scripting, which is normally this huge time suck, gets cut by 70%. Design by 60%. Look, this isn't just a little productivity boost. This is a fundamental game changer in how fast you can get your knowledge out into the world.
And the best part, you don't need some crazy expensive suite of software to do this. You can literally start with just 3 essential tools. ChatGPT Plus for your scripts and outlines, Canva Pro for all your visuals and worksheets, and Descript to edit your video. It's as easy as editing a Word doc. That's it. That is your entire starter pack for a super fast launch.
Okay, so theory is great, systems are great, but let's see this thing in action. Remember that number from the very beginning? Let's go back to it and break down the case study of the real creator who actually made this happen.
So meet Sarah. She's an expert in Instagram growth. And check out her follower count, 25,000.
I mean, it's a solid audience, for sure, but it's not some crazy unattainable number. And that's exactly what makes her stories so powerful and so relatable. But here's the thing. That 25,000 number, it wasn't the number that mattered. This was the number that mattered. 1,200 email subscribers. She built a small but super engaged list just for this launch. And that just proves it, right? It is all about the quality of your connection, not the quantity of your followers. And that small, focused list, it delivered this result, $18,500 in 1 month. I mean, come on. This is the ultimate proof that a smart, targeted system will beat a giant, disengaged audience every single time.
So how'd she do it? It's not magic, I promise. It's actually pretty simple. She built that crucial email list. She was super clear about who her course was for. And she used AI to get the whole thing created in just 3 weeks. She followed the blueprint. And it worked.
All right, so we've seen the harsh reality, we've walked through the system, and we've seen the proof that it works. So now, let's make this about you. This is your blueprint and your action plan. It starts right now. First things first, let's just kill this idea that your course needs to be some 20-hour masterpiece. It doesn't. Start with what we call a minimum viable course. Just focus on 3 to 5 core modules that get your student a specific result. You can build this thing in a couple of weeks, launch it, and start getting real feedback and revenue that you can use to make it even better later.
So, let's make this super real. Here are your first 5 action steps, things you can do today. Number 1, sign up for ChatGPT+. 2, figure out the one topic your audience asks you about all the time. 3, use AI to draft a quick outline for a course on that topic. 4, create a simple little lead magnet, like a checklist or a template to start building that email list. And 5, and this one's huge, set a launch date, 8 weeks from today. Go put in your calendar, right now.
And that really just leaves us with one final question. Look, you have knowledge, you have experience, you got a perspective that nobody else has. And your audience, they are out there right now waiting for you to share it. So, what are you going to teach them?